Today's video is a core session, so we're going to go through 5 exercises for 5 minutes and this is going to really challenge our abs and our core. So the exercises we can go through are some bird dogs, I'll give you an explanation as we go along, on some flutter kicks, and then to a plank with an arm raise, onto some sit-ups, and then finally a side plank, and then we'll switch halfway. As I say, I'll give you a few explanations as we go, and I'll give you some variations if these exercises are too difficult. I have 5-minute timer here, so let's get started. The first exercise we're going to do is start on all fours, and all the exercises today are going to be on the floor. So just get yourself on that or something like that. Okay, so timer started now, and what we're going to do to start off with, bird dog, is raise an arm and a leg up and straighten them out so they're level with our shoulders and hips. It's a nice simple one, but it is actually quite challenging. So what we want to try and do in this exercise is keep our shoulders and hips nice and stable through the movement. So we're not twisting as we're pushing our legs and arms out. So if we can imagine there's a tennis ball on the lower part of our spine, and we're just trying to keep that in place throughout this whole movement. So we don't want the tennis ball falling off to either side or rounding your back or anything to fall this way or this way. So it's all about controlling the core through this movement. So you just got about 5 seconds to go. Keep these going, you're trying to straighten your arm and your leg. Next one we're going to go on to is some flutter kicks. So lie back, flat on the floor, arms up, legs outstretched. You're going to lift the legs up at a foot, and you're just going to kind of move them up and down so they're going past each other with this exercise. So again, what we're trying to do is control the core. If you can get a hand on the lower part of your spine, you should feel some pressure from the back on top of the hand. If this is too difficult, what we can do is raise one leg, keep one heel on the floor, and then switch. So I'm leaving one heel on the floor and raising one leg at a time, but you're still having that contraction in the core. Okay, so that's 10 seconds. You can do either one of those variations. Both are pretty good for the core. Just want you to complete this session and have an exercise for each one. All right, 1 second. Next one we're going on to is a plank. So we're going to stay in a tall plank here. So hands and toes. I'm just going to raise one arm to the wall in front of us. And again with this, we're just trying to control our hips and our shoulders so they're not moving and they're not swaying. As we raise one arm, we don't want to be twisting to compensate. We want to really try and focus on keeping a flat back, keeping a straight line to our shoulders, hips and ankles. If this is too difficult, again, come down onto the knees and do the same thing. Just raise an arm up towards that wall so it's level with your shoulder. That's 10 seconds. So let's keep going. And then we'll go on to our second to last exercise, which will be sit-ups. Starting now. So we're going to lie back on the floor, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Have our hands resting on our thighs, and we're just going to raise up to our elbows, to our hands, touch our knees. And if we can go even further so our elbows touch. So that's a regular sit-up. Really feeling the contraction in our core as we're bringing our body off the floor. That's coming from the abs. Don't try and swing yourself up. Really want to try and contract it from the abdominal muscles. So last 20 seconds. It's pretty tough now. After the other exercises, last 2 seconds. Last one we're going on to is a side plank. So we'll start on the right side, we'll do 30 seconds each side. So forearm on the floor, and you just can have a straight body, straight line through
the shoulders, knees and ankles, and just keep this posture. If this is hard, come down, bend your knees, and you can come up there, and that will just make it a lot easier on the core. So really focusing on the sides of our core here for this exercise. Okay, so swap over, that's 30 seconds. So if you can, do it on your feet. I'm really contracting this, the sides of our core, the obliques. So as I say, we're keeping a nice straight line from our shoulders, hips and ankles. Keeping those hips up, try not to let them sag down. Try and keep a nice straight line through there. And just place your arm on top of your body. 3 seconds to go, and then that's it for the day. All right, stop there. Okay, so that was a 5-minute core session. Hope you enjoyed that one, and hope you could, those exercises really challenge you there. I'll see you tomorrow for day 11.